Students, am I audible? Please confirm. Thank you for confirming, students. So, today, what we have discussed yesterday, let's go ahead and first, let me introduce with the logic labs once again. Welcome to the batch 326. My name is Ritu. Today is our second day of session. Today is the second day of our session. Let's proceed with the session. So, in case of any query, I have yesterday also told you to please mail us on our mail ID, that is support@logiclabstech.com. And if you want to go ahead, our course fee is 4130. Duration of the course is 40 days. Started this course yesterday, that is on 8th July 2024, 7 p.m. onwards. Now, if you want to contact our support team, the numbers are displayed on the console. So please just note it down so that you can easily contact the session to our support team. First two sessions will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and we'll share the link on the WhatsApp community group. So if you want to go ahead and know about the sessions, just go ahead and join our community group and follow the announcement option. All the session recordings and notes will be accessed through LMS Graphene. Our support team is available to help you from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And please follow us on our social media website. That is, our website is www.logiclabstech.com. Telegram group is mentioned here. Facebook page, you can follow us there also. YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn accounts. Please follow us here so that you will get the updates of the new courses. So let's proceed with the session today. Before we proceed further, let's take a quick recap of what we have discussed yesterday. So hope the students who joined yesterday, was everything clear to you guys? Was everything clear? Let's start with the recap. So first of all, let's understand what is Python. I've told you yesterday also that Python is a general purpose, simple, platform independent, highly interpreted and high level programming language. Now, why it is simple, platform independent, how it is highly interpreted, we'll discuss about it in the features. But before that, we need to have the knowledge that what kind of applications we can develop with the Python. See, if we can even make our career in website developments, gaming applications like CAD and CAM based applications, if we want to proceed our career as a data analysis or data analytics, we can proceed there also. Okay, if we want to work as a YouTube, right now, lot many people are working on YouTube. So if you want to be if you want to go ahead with the content, just go ahead. You can, with the Python, you can proceed your career there also. AI applications like machine learning, deep learning, if you want to go ahead with them, if you want to make your career in AI industry, you need to again have the knowledge of Python software. Now, if you want to go to the automation industry or IoT based applications, you have to have the knowledge of Python. IT industry is rising lot much. Numerical and complex mathematical operations can also be solved with the Python now. Now, before we start further, we need to have the knowledge of history of Python and versions of Python which MNCs are using. Downloaded process of Python software. Python programming is inspired from features of Python. So, we discussed about the history of Python, where we have discussed that it is a general purpose programming languages used in many applications. Now, Python programming was conceived in the year 1980 and was brought into the action in year 1989. But officially, it was released in 1991, February 20. Python programming language was developed by Guido van Rossum. So Guido van Rossum was the father of Python programming language. And it was developed at CWI, that is Centrum Wiskunde Informatica Institute in Netherlands. Now, ABC programming language is the predecessor of Python programming language, and it is nowadays, it is managed and maintained by a non-commercial organization, that is PSF, Python Software Foundation. Official website from where we can freely and easily download the Python software, that is www.python.org. So let's talk about the versions which MNCs are using. When the Python started working, it has three major versions. The first version was Python 1.x, where 1 is the major version, and whichever comes after the decimal point, those are considered as the minor versions, right? Point X, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4 till 7 are the minor versions. But nowadays, 1.x or 1 point till 1.7 is not in use nowadays. So it is outdated and Python does not support the backward compatibility. Even if we'll go ahead with Python 2.x, and where 2 is the major version and x represents the minor version. Python 3.x, again, 3 is the major version and x represents the minor version. The latest version is Python 3.12.4. Please remember, the latest version is Python 3.12, which was released in October 2023. 0.12 version, 3.12. 3.12, 3.10 was in year 21, then 3.11 in year 22, 3.12 in year 2023. In October, we'll be getting 3.13. And the minor changes, what we are getting is 3.12.4, as I've told you. So that are the versions, that are the minor changes which takes place in the Python, right? So as I've told you, the downloading process, you just need to go to the web www.python.org, from where you can easily download it. Let's go ahead. Just a second. Let me go ahead with this. Now, www.python.org. Just click on this. You will get the screen like, just a second, like this. There you need to go to the downloads, and there you will get the option of download all releases we can see, and download for Windows Python 3.12.4, which is the latest version. Just click on this and you'll be able to download it. Clear? We can see all the releases also. Some of the companies, some of the MNCs are still using 2.1, 2.2, 2.x. They are still using this because it is not outdated yet. Okay, but we always recommend you to download the latest versions, right? Once you'll download it, you'll get the screen like this. You'll get the screen like this, from where you just click on this. You need to go to the properties, and there you can make the changes in the font and the font size also. Font size also, so that it will be easier for you to understand whatever you are writing. So you can make the changes according to your choice. After that, you will get the screen like this, which is a Python command prompt. This is known as Python command prompt. Let's go ahead. So hope whatever we have discussed is clear till now. Students, yesterday also I have told you that I want my class to be very interactive. So I request you all to please be interactive in the class. Be interactive in the class and give me the answers, whatever I'm asking for. I'll really appreciate that. Now, Let's proceed with the features of Python. So everything is clear, whatever we have discussed till yesterday. Let's proceed with the features. Whatever features we discussed till now, let's proceed with them. So features are nothing. What are the features? What do we understand by features? Features are the properties or the facilities provided by the language developers in the language. Okay. So they are used by the language programmers for developing the real-time applications. And we have 11 features in Python. Let's start. Yesterday we have discussed 5 features. So let's get back to them. But before that, let me tell you that it is inspired from the 4 different languages. Python is inspired from 4 different languages. That is, it has learned functional programming language from C, object-oriented programming from C++, modular programming language from Modulo 3, and scripting programming from Perl. So it is inspired from the 4 different languages. Let's get back to the features. So we have 11 features. What are those? First of all, the first feature is simple. Second is freeware and open source. Third is platform independent language, dynamically typed programming language, interpreted programming language, high-level programming language, robust, extensible, embedded, both functional and object-oriented, support third-party APIs. So let's understand. Let's proceed with the first feature, that is simple. It is known to be a simple programming language because of its 3 features. Now, what are 3 factors? Sorry. What are those factors? First, it provides the rich set of APIs. Now, APIs are what? Its full form is Application Programming Interface, and rich set of APIs means APIs are the libraries, and it is a collection of modules. We have some inbuilt modules also in the Python, all right? So it has rich set of APIs and a module. It is a collection of module, and module is a collection of functions, variables, and classes. Okay, so Python programmers. So because of its rich set of APIs, Python programmers can reuse the predefined code without writing their own. So they are easy to develop. Second feature is its garbage collector facility. Python provides the garbage collector facility. What does the garbage collector do? It removes the unused memory space, which helps in performance of Python-based applications, right? Once we are done with the program, the garbage collectors come and removes the unused memory space, right? So we can store the unlimited amount of data in Python, right? So garbage collector takes care about the automatic memory management. Third factor is its user-friendly syntaxes. Syntaxes, like in mathematics, we have the formulas, right? Syntaxes are, we have the syntaxes in programs. So Python programming provides the user-friendly syntaxes so that the programmer can develop the error-free program in limited span of time. Next, it is known to be a platform-independent language because its data type remains same on all the OSS operating systems, right? In effective platform-independent language, all types of values, please remember this is something very important, that is stored in the form of objects. Or even if we talk about Java, we'll be able to store everything is stored in the form of objects only in Java also, but we can store the limited amount of data in Java. Whereas in Python, we can store unlimited amount of data. Java object contains size restrictor, where Python objects contains the unlimited size and unlimited values can be stored, and everything is stored in the form of objects. Right. Next, freeware and open source. Why it is known to be freeware? Because it can freely download it from its official website, that is www.python.org, right? So open source, the standard name of Python is CPython. Company vendors. Now, what does the company vendors do? They customize the CPython and as their in-house version, and according to their companies, they customize the versions, right? Like JPython is considered as uh, Java-based applications is known as JPython or Java. If we want to run the C#.NET applications, we have IronPython or I. MicroPython, which is used to develop the microcontrollers, or RubyPython used to develop the Ruby-based applications, and Anaconda Python, which is used to run the Hadoop or big data applications. So these are the distributions of Python. So we have lot many. Let's proceed with our fourth feature, that is dynamically typed programming language. Now we have two types of programming language. One is static type and second is a dynamically typed programming language. In the static type programming language, defining a variable is very necessary. Like int ABC is a variable. Declaration is mandatory in this. In spite of this, if we talk about the dynamically typed programming language, here we need not to mention this. Let me show you with example. Yesterday I have shown you with examples also. Let's take a quick recap of this. So this is a Python, right? And we are writing A is equal to 10. Now B is equal to 1.2. C is equal to A plus B. Now we don't know what type of value it is. We have not declared it yet. But when I write print A, type of A, what type of value it is? This is the integer type value. Now print B, type of B. What type of value? Floating point value. Now print C, type of C. So what we have got is, again, floating point value. Right, so this is considered because we need not to declare the data variable. So this is why it is known to be a dynamically programming language and dynamically typed programming language. Whereas in case of Java, we need to declare the variable like int A, B, C. Declaration is mandatory here. We can go ahead with C, C++, Java, .NET, where declaration is mandatory, but in Python, it is not mandatory, right? Programmer need not to specify the data type of the variable. Clear? So all the values, as I've told you, are stored in the form of objects in Python. Let's go ahead now. Fifth, predefined functions. It is the interpreted programming language. What do we understand by interpreted programming language? So whenever we save any file, we need to save it with the .py extension. Like I am writing the file with the multiplication. I have wrote a program for multiplication. Then I need to save it by multiplication.py or whatever name you want to give. You can give it a name and just save it with .py extension. Now, whenever we execute the Python programs, two processes takes place internally. Now, what are those? Compilation and execution process. What do we understand by compilation process? Students, let's understand this with the help of this chart. I have saved one file with .py extension, that is source code, some.py. Now, here the compilation process takes place. It will read for the source code line by line. In the Python compilation, it will read the source code line by line, check for the syntaxes, and if no error found, students, please remember, if no error found, if there is an error, the error will be displayed on the console, like syntax error, value error, any error. But in case after that, if no error found, in that case, it will be converted into the intermediate code, that is a byte. Some.pyc. Now, why it is saved as some.pyc? Because it's internally, its name is C Python. I've told you once it is converted to the intermediate code, which is a byte code. The execution process takes place. After compilation process, execution process will take. Then what does the execution process? What will PVM reads the read it line by line, the byte code, PVM read the byte code line by line and convert it into the machine understandable format. That is a binary code, right? Processes and gives the result in the form of the language in which the end user will understand. Let's go ahead and now understand this. In compilation process, the Python source code submitted to the Python compiler, it reads the source code, check for the errors by verifying the syntaxes. If no error found, then Python compilers convert it into the intermediate code, that is the bytecode, with an extension .pyc. And if the errors found in the code source, that it will be displayed on the console. After this, when the execution process takes place, the PVM reads the Python intermediate code line by line and converts it into the machine understandable code, which is read by the OSS and processor and finally gives result. Right now, what is PVM? PVM is nothing but Python virtual machine. So in Python programming, compilation process and execution process is taking place line by line conversion, and it is the interpretation based programming line. Python is PVM, as I've told you, Python virtual machine. It is one of the program in Python software whose role is to read line by line of bytecode and convert it into the machine understandable code. Is this clear, students? Is this clear? With this, we have done whatever we have discussed yesterday. Any questions till now, please just let me know, or you can raise your hand so that I can unmute you. Do you have any questions, students? No questions. Okay. Let's proceed with day 2. Now, what are the features of Python will be continued. Let's proceed with it. Now, here some of the students, because right now we are proceeding with the demo sessions and some of the students have just joined today. So if I go back and if I'll not discuss about it, then they won't be able to get it. Right? We'll proceed further. Don't you worry. I'll complete the today's topic. Fine? Will that be fine with you? Don't you worry. We'll complete the day 2 topics. Now, features of Python continues. So we have discussed about the compilation process. Now, 6th is high-level programming language. Why it is known to be a 6th feature is high-level programming. It is known to be a high-level programming language. Right now, we have 2 types of programming language, low-level and high-level programming language. Low-level programming language, in this which whatever we'll say will be taken as same, which end user will not understand, right? Let me show you. Like if I'm saving any file in the binary format or in the octal format or hexadecimal, we have the 4 number system, right? Decimal number system, binary number system, octal number system, and hexadecimal number. Now, decimal number system is a number system which is understandable by everyone, even by the programmer and the end user. But binary number system, octal number system, and hexadecimal number systems are not understandable by the programmers or the end user. Right. So in the low-level programming language, it will represent the data in the same format we give. But if we'll go ahead with the high-level programming language, whatever data we'll store will automatically will be converted into the decimal number system data, which is understandable by the programmer and the end user. Let me show you with example. Let's go ahead. Now, let me write A is equal to. So, if I'm writing the binary number data, I need to write 0B, either in the lowercase or in the uppercase. I'm writing 10101011. Do you understand what is this? Are you getting what is this? No, right? The end user does not know this. So for that, we need to make the calculations. But if we talk about the high level programming language as a Python, now if I write print A, type of A, now I'm writing like this. See, the value is 171, which is understandable by the end user or you or me. Let me write A is equal to. Now 0B, I'm writing in the capital. Now 1111, 0. We don't understand again. Now print A, it is 30, which is understandable by the end user or the programmer. So it will automatically convert it into the language which is understandable by us. Let's go ahead. Now, if we'll save any data of octal number system, like A is equal to, let me write 0O. If we want to save any data in octal number, we need to write it with 0O. It represents the octal number system. Now, I'm writing 125. Now, print A. Somebody will say that 125 is understandable by everyone. No. 125 is not the octal, it's not the decimal number because we have written 0O there, right? I can also write 0 and O in capital. Just a second. In the uppercase. 0O. Let me write 241. Again, printing, it is converted. Its value is 161. Now let's take the hexadecimal. Let me write A is equal to 0x. I need to go ahead with 0x. Now I'm writing 1 to FAC, right? Print A. Got the output. Got the output. Should we always start with 0? Yes. If you want to save any file with, like, if you want to convert it, if octal number system, binary number system, or hexadecimal, you need to write it with 0. You need to start it with 0. Let me write A is equal to 0x. Now, ace. Got the values. Now, how does this convergence take place? We'll tell you in future, right? In our next discussion. Let's proceed now. So as I've told you, whatever we store will be stored. See, examples here, I have written 0B and this number, the binary number, which is a binary data. We have got the output in the low-level programming language, we cannot convert it. But if we talk about the high level, it will be automatically converted. Clear to everyone? Any questions? Any questions? No questions. Next, it is known to be a robust programming language. Robust means strong. Why it is known to be a robust programming language? Because of its exception handling. Because of its exception handling. Right? Now, what is exception? Exception is nothing but the runtime errors. Exception is nothing but the runtime errors of the program, right? So whatever error we are getting, that will be known as exception. Now, exception handling means converting those technical error messages in the user-friendly error messages is known to be exception handling. Now, user-friendly error messages like if I am going to the ATM and I'm entering a PIN and that PIN is incorrect. The ATM PIN I'm trying to enter and that PIN is incorrect. Now we can see that we are getting the user-friendly error messages, just as invalid PIN. Here, this is not a syntax. This is not a syntax for the binary number system. Otherwise, if you'll write anything, let me show you. Just a second, some of the students has the question that why to start with the zero. Just a second. Now, if I'll write anything, that will be considered as if I write A is equal to P 1245 error, name error, right? Now, if I write B is equal to 010101, syntax error, zero octal or what type of data it is, we need to mention it. Like if I write A is equal to, now I'm writing, not starting with the 0B, I'm starting with B only. Let me write binary number. I want to go ahead, 1010. Again, name error. B is not defined. So if I write A is equal to 0B, 101010, we will get the output. What type of name is zero? Means I didn't understand your question. Please ask your question again. It's not clear to me. Or shall I proceed further? Yes, we are proceeding with it. Yes, every time, just a second. Are you provide the study material of this course Python? Yes, you will be getting the everyday notes, but notes will be provided to the paid candidate soon. Everyday notes will be provided to the paid candidate soon. Okay. Now, ma'am, I didn't understand. Just a second. Let me ask the question of one of the students. So every time it say name not defined. Yes, it's safe because we need to define whether it is a binary format, whether it is an octal format. So we need to follow 0O, 0x. Then only it will come to know that what type of data it is, whether it is a hexadecimal, whether it is binary number, or whether it is, otherwise it will consider it as an integer value only here. Getting me? Otherwise, it will be considered as a decimal number system. So we need to mention it all the time. Let's go ahead now. Yes. Now, one of the students is asking me, I didn't understand the seventh point. We will discuss it. Don't you worry. We were discussing, but some of the students started asking questions. No problem. Now, why it is known to be a robust programming language? Because of its exception handling. Now, what is exception? Now, when we are talking about the paid candidates, they receive the notes through mail. Everything is mentioned here, dear. I have provided you just a second where you can go ahead with. See, it's mentioned here. You will get the notes in LMS Graphy. See, you can see all the session recordings and notes will be accessed through LMS Graphy. Clear? Hope I've given you the answer of your question. Shall we proceed now? Any questions? Let's go back and discuss the topic. So we were discussing about the robust programming language. Why it is known to be a robust programming language, students? Because of its exception handling. See, whenever we are trying to run any program, we'll get some error, like name error, syntax error. That is a name error, syntax error. That is a command prompt errors, right? That is a Python command prompt error. Now, if we'll go, like I have told you, I was giving you the example when once I'll go to the ATM and try to enter the invalid PIN. I'm trying to enter the PIN, right? I have put my ATM card inside the machine and I forgot the PIN. Then what will happen? We'll get the error message displayed on the console. Now, what type of message? Invalid PIN. So, invalid PIN, we'll get this. But is it understandable? Yes, it is understandable by the end user. But earlier in the Python programming, we were getting that in a technical manner. We were getting that in a technical manner which is not understandable by the end user. So converting such technical error messages into user-friendly error messages is known as exception handling. So exceptions are the runtime errors, and exception handling means converting those technical error message into user-friendly error message. And that is the only reason, because we can convert the technical error message into into user-friendly error messages. It is known to be a robust programming language because of its exception handling. Is this clear now? Is this clear, student? Good. I think he is the only person who asked me this question. Yes, Ansh, right. Let's proceed further now. Extensible programming language. Now, Python is given its programming facilities to the other languages also. Like Python, it means the Python code can be written in C++, Java-based applications. So that is the only reason it is known to be extensible programming language, because it is giving its facilities to the other languages also. So it is the extensible programming language. Embedded. Next, embedded. Why? Because it can call other languages coding segment for its fastest execution. So Python code can call the C programming code also for fastest execution. Next, extensive support for the third party APIs. Like whatever is not done in the pandas, what does it do? It calls the other languages also. It takes the help of third party APIs, right? And so that we need to just import them, and we can run the third. We can go ahead and proceed with the third party APIs easily to go ahead with the numerical calculations. Complex mathematical calculations can be done. Complex numerical calculations can be handled in NumPy. Like if they want to proceed with the analysis tool, they like we have Excel otherwise, but because we have big data in our hand nowadays. For that, Pandas works as an analysis tool. Matplotlib works as for data visualization. Same, we'll go ahead with SciPy and Scikit also. So that is why it has extensive support for third party. Is that clear, students? Is that clear? Any questions? Let's proceed further with identifiers and literals in Python. Now, what do we understand by literals? and identifier. Literals is Python are nothing but the values passing to the Python program. So whenever we write any Python program, whatever input will make, that is known as literals or values. So all types of values, whichever we write, are called literals. We have 5 types of literal: integer literal, floating point literal, str, boolean, collection literals. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Now, it will, as I've told you, we need not to define a variable. Like if I write a is equal to, now, Python programming, right? Now, print a type of it. It is a str type. It is str type. So as I've told you, the whatever values will save will be considered as literals. Right? So we have 5 types of literals. Let's talk about identifier. Identifiers are also known as variables in Python. So whenever we make an input of literal, they are stored in the main memory by allocating sufficient amount of memory space with the help of data type. Right? Now, in order to process those data, which was stored in the main memory as a programmer, we need to give some distinct name, right? Like for that distinct name, which helps us to identify the value, is known to be an identifier. So all types of inputs or literals must be stored in the form of variables, and all the variables are called objects. Let me show you. Now, I am showing you just a second. Now, I am proceeding with, like I have written, A is equal to Python programming, right? Now, A is what? It is a variable, and Python programming is a literal. So that is the only thing which helps us to identify what actually the value is. It is stored in the memory. Now, we don't know. It is stored. It is stored in the form of objects. So we want to know what is the value in A. So when I'll write A, I'll get the output, right? If I'll write print B, type of B, 1.2. Why? Which 1.2 it will be considering? C. This one. This one. Getting me? Now, I have written A is equal to 10 also. 11.2 also. 171 also in A. Right? 30 also in A. 85 also in A. So what happens is, why it is not considering these values? Because the garbage collector comes and removes the unused memory space. I have given the new name. I have given the new variable. Now it will be considering the new variable. Clear? Is this clear, students? Students, please answer me so that I'll be able to understand if you are getting me or not. Very good. Good. So whatever we'll save will be saved in the form of variable. Right. Now, all variables are called objects also. Now, let's proceed further. Definition of variable. A variable is an identifier whose values can be changed during the execution of the program. Now, there are some rules which we need to follow by using the identifier or variable. The variable is a combination of alphabets, digits, and a special symbol underscore only. First letter of variable must start either with an alphabet or with underscore. Nothing else is accepted. Let me show you. Like I am saving one, I am writing A as a variable, which is acceptable. Why? Because it is an alphabet. Now, if I write 1, 2, 3 is equal to 1, 2, 3. See, it is not considered. Now, if I write underscore 1 is equal to 21. Now, if I write print underscore 1, we'll get the output. If I write, let me write student name, S name is equal to, let me write Prithvi. Prithvi. Now, if I write print, student, please remember, if I'm using the uppercase, I need to go ahead with the uppercase only. Otherwise, we'll get the error. Prithvi. Getting me? Now, if I write student underscore name is equal to false. Now, print S underscore name. Got it. If I try to write print, sorry, let me write first underscore student underscore name is equal to, let me write Kamil. Got the error. Clear? So it should start either with the alphabet or the underscore only. It can be the combination of number or alphabet and underscore, but I'm sorry, just hold for a second. Sorry, but it should not start with the number. All right, let's proceed now. I have given some examples here. 1 A, B, C, 23 is invalid. Salary 1, 2, 3 is equal to 45, that is valid. If I write underscore salary is equal to 4.5, that is also valid, right? But if we'll use any other special symbol, in spite of this, if we'll use special symbol dollar or hash, hash is not considered because hash is considered as a hash is used for commenting purpose, right? Dollar sal is equal to 4.5. That is also not accepted. Underscore 1, 2, 3, not acceptable again. Underscore 1, 2, 3 is equal to 5.6. It is acceptable. We can use before and after both the ways. Underscore sal, underscore that is also accepted. Right? All the examples are given here. I have shown you with examples also. Now let's proceed. No special symbols are allowed within the variable except underscore. Hash is used for commenting purpose. Right? Now, how is this happening? Let me write. Here I have given you the example, but let me write it here. If I'm writing sal is equal to 45. Now, salary underscore of an employee is equal to 2.5. Sorry, is equal to, I need to write is equal to 2.5, right? Now, if I write sal hash employee is equal to 4.5. Now, it is not accepting it. Why? Because we have already given that salary is 45. Hash employee is considered as, it is a comment. It is a comment. Clear? Now, if I write like this, salary of an employee is equal to 4.5. It is understand, is it It is acceptable, but not understandable. Is it easy to understand? No. If I write salary of an employee, is it acceptable? No. Why? Because it has a special symbol, that is space, right? In spite of this, if I write sal underscore of and, or let me write employee is equal to 4.5. It is understandable also and acceptable. Clear, students? Is this clear? Now, no keywords can be used. No keywords can be used as a variable. Now, keywords are reserved for the programming languages like else and if. If and else are the keywords. Now, if I write else is equal to 45, that is not acceptable. But if I write else 1, that is acceptable. If is equal to 45, not acceptable. Underscore if is acceptable. Integer 65, integer is equal to 67, it is valid because all class names are not keywords. Clear, students? Now let's go ahead. All variable names are case sensitive. So we need to take care of the cases. If we have started with the uppercase, we need to go ahead with if we want the output to be in the same format, we need to write it in that case only. Like whether it is in uppercase, whether it is the lowercase or mix of uppercase and lowercase. We need to take care of that. Although it is acceptable. Now, let's go ahead. It is always recommended to take user-friendly variable name. Total salary of an employee is equal to 45. Valid, but not recommended. So we can write total underscore sal underscore employee. That is valid also and recommended. Right? Now, next session we'll start. Tomorrow we'll start on the topic of data science. Data science in Python. Will that be okay? Is this clear till here, students? Any questions you have, you can just ask me right now. It's clear. Very good. So hope the way I'm teaching you is very clear to you. And in case, yesterday I have told you also, today I'm sharing some of the students were not there. In case you have the session regarding query or the topic regarding query, you can mail me on my mail ID, that is ritu.logiclabs@gmail.com. To getting job, Python is enough or learn more technology. To getting your Python is enough here. Python is enough. Python itself is a programming language. So it is very helpful for you. And some of the students was raising hand. If any one of you wants to talk to me. Yes, it is. It is a certified course. And in case you want to go ahead, any job related queries also, you can contact our support team. They will definitely help you if you want any job, if you have any job related queries. Clear? Any other student? No questions. Okay, let's wind up the session here only. Rest tomorrow we'll discuss about the data science. there is any exam, students, there is no exam as such for this certificate. What I'll do is, once we start with the programmer, I will provide you the practice questions. And you need to go ahead and learn, do the practice, whatever we are studying in the class, you need to go ahead with the practice. You need to go ahead with everyday practice. That will be only helpful for you. Okay. You need not to, once you will be done with the course, once I'll say that the course is completed, you will get it. The certificate. Yes, it is. Rest, you can contact our support team. They will help you. That is inclusive. Any other question? No questions. Okay. So shall we wind up the session now? We still have 5 minutes. If any one of you want to ask me the question, can ask right now. No question. Okay, no problem. Let's wind up the session here only. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Till then, take care of yourself. Goodbye. Good night.